Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Josh, and in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the American Express Gold Card. So I'm going to be going over the main features of this card, the pros as well as the drawbacks. So hopefully by the end of this video, you should have a much better idea of whether or not this card is a good fit for you. Now, before I go ahead and dive into the main features of this card, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Also, if you would like to receive up to 24 free stocks from my partner in Webull, in a pinned comment below, I will leave a link where you can receive just that. Okay, so jumping right into the main features of this card, if you do apply for it and you are accepted, you will have a couple of different options of how your card will look. So you can either choose between the gold option or perhaps the rose gold option. Between the two, which of them do you like the best? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, also starting out, if you are able to spend at least $4,000 within the first 6 months of having this card, you will receive 75,000 membership points in the form of a bonus. That would be super sweet as well. In addition to that, on all the transactions that you make, you will be earning 4x points per dollar spent at restaurants, 4x points on groceries, 3x points on flights, and then on all other purchases, you will be receiving 1x points per dollar spent. Now, as far as redeeming your membership points, you will have a few different options, so you can choose between paying with your points at checkout, redeeming them for gift cards, covering your card charges, booking or upgrading travel, transferring your points, or you can go shopping with them. Now, I will say that depending on how you use your points, you could either get less or more value. So for instance, if you use them to pay with points at checkout at Amazon, for example, if you have 80,000 membership rewards points, that would be from the 75,000 bonus. And let's say that you earn an additional 5,000 points from all the transactions that you make to reach the $4,000 in spend within the first 6 months. At Amazon, with 80,000 membership rewards points, that would be worth around $560 in value, also right around the same at Best Buy. Now, if you decide to redeem them for gift cards, for example, they can be worth all the way up to $800 depending on which gift card you get. So for example, at Airbnb, you're only going to be receiving around $560 in value from your 80,000 points. However, if you decide to get a gift card for California Pizza Kitchen, Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen, Chili's, Darden Restaurants, Del Frisco's, Eddie V's, or any restaurant like that, you can actually earn all the way up to $800 worth from these gift cards from your 80,000 membership reward points. Also, if you decide to use the option to cover your card charges, 80,000 points would be worth right around $480. Now, booking or upgrading travel is really your best bet, because you can see here the 80,000 membership reward points are worth right around $800. So if you are going to use those points, either maybe the gift cards that are worth the most amount of money or booking or upgrading your travel really are going to be your best bet with this credit card. Now, in addition to that, there are also some other really great features with the American Express Gold Card. So this includes receiving a $120 dining credit, so you can satisfy your cravings sweet or savory with the $120 dining credit. You can earn up to $10 in statement credits monthly when you pay with the American Express Gold Card at Grubhub, the Cheesecake Factory, Goldbelly, Wine.com, Milk Bar, and select Shake Shack locations. Now, they do mention here this is only going to be a $10 per month credit, so this is going to be spread out over 12 months. So if you go there and you spend $40 in 1 month, you're only going to receive a $10 credit for that particular transaction, because these are going to be spread out on a monthly basis. So just keep that in mind. Now, in addition to that, you're also going to receive $120 worth of Uber cash to dine or ride. So once you add your gold card to your Uber account, you'll automatically get $10 in Uber cash each month, for a total of up to $120 per year. So just like the previous one with restaurants, with this one, it's going to be $10 per month as well. So let's say like in January, for example, if you take an Uber ride and it costs you $50, you're not going to receive the full $50 in credits right away. It's going to be $10 per month. So you're going to have to use this on a monthly basis to really get the best bang for your buck here. Now, some other travel benefits with this credit card include whenever you book with the Hotel Collection. So whenever you book with the Hotel Collection, you will get a $100 experience credit to use during your stay. This would be a minimum 2-night stay, which would be required. You also get a baggage insurance plan, so you can travel more comfortably knowing you can be covered for lost, damage, or stolen baggage when you purchase the entire fare for a common carrier vehicle ticket. on an eligible card. Coverage can be provided for up to $1,250 for carry-on baggage and up to $500 for checked baggage in excess of coverage provided by the common carrier. And then in addition to that, you'll also be receiving car rental loss and damage insurance. Okay, so now that we went over the main features of the American Express Gold Card, I'm now going to go into the APR and fees because this is also super important as well. So starting out with the APR, it is going to be anywhere between 20.99 to 28.99%, of course, based on your credit worthiness. Now, as far as cash advances go, the APR starting out will be 29.99%. Now, on this channel, I always recommend staying as far away as you possibly can from cash advances, but if you do decide to take out one with this card, just know the APR once again is going to be 29.99%. And in addition to that, there's also going to be a fee of either $10 or 5% of the amount of each cash advance, whichever happens to be greater. Now with this card, there's also unfortunately going to be an annual fee. So yes, you're going to be receiving all those benefits that I went over earlier on in this video, but in return, there is going to be an annual fee every single year of $250. So you'll have to consider each and every year whether or not it's worth paying the $250 for having this card and all the benefits that you're going to be receiving with it. But if you do happen to travel abroad and you are a traveler, which you do get a lot of benefits with this card if you are a traveler, if you do happen to go abroad, there aren't going to be any foreign transaction fees. So this is a really great feature about this card because with a lot of other credit cards out there on the market, unfortunately, yes, there is a foreign transaction fee, but with this card, you can definitely take it abroad with you because there is no foreign transaction fee. Now, the downside to that is a lot of countries may not accept American Express. Visa and MasterCard are more widely accepted than American Express is, so you'll definitely have to keep that in mind as well. Now, as far as some other fees go, if you do happen to pay late or have a return payment, there's also going to be a fee of up to $40 as well. Okay, so now that I went over the main features of this card as well as the APR and fees, I'm now going to go into what I would consider to be the biggest pros and cons of this credit card. So we're going to start out with the good thing. The first good thing that I consider about this card is the fact that you are going to be earning 75,000 membership reward points as long as you're able to spend at least $4,000 within the first 6 months. Now, depending on your personal lifestyle and how much you usually spend, $4,000 may either be hard or easy to attain. It's going to be completely up to you. But if you do have a lot of larger transactions coming up, these $4,000 may not be all that difficult to spend. Now, in addition to that, you're also going to be earning a lot of cash back in different categories depending on what you normally spend in. So like I mentioned before, you are going to be earning 4x points on restaurants, 4x points on groceries, 3x points on flights, and 1x points on everything else. And then of course you're going to be receiving the $120 in annual dining credits, the $120 in credits for Uber. And then of course, to top all of that off, if you do happen to travel abroad, there aren't going to be any foreign transaction fees either. Okay, so those are the biggest pros of this card, at least in my opinion. Now we're gonna jump into the biggest drawbacks of this card. So starting out, of course, is that $250 annual fee, which sure, for the first year is probably going to be worth it just because you are going to be receiving the 75,000 membership reward point bonus. But for the second year and beyond, because you're no longer going to be receiving that bonus, you might really have to sit down and figure out whether or not you're going to get the best bang for your buck with this card. Now, you are going to be receiving $240 in annual credits from the Uber and the dining credits, which almost offset your $250 annual fee. So if you do use both of those things, it might be worth it for you, but if you don't use it, you may have to sit down and figure out whether or not this card is going to be a good fit for you. Secondly, the second biggest drawback of this card, at least in my opinion, is the fact that there are some restrictions in how you can actually redeem your cash. If you redeem them for the purchases on your card, you're not going to be getting nearly as much value. This card is mostly suited to those who like to eat out at restaurants and who like to travel. You can get the best bang for your buck if you redeem your points for travel. On pretty much anything else, you're not really getting that great of value. So if you don't travel a whole lot, this card may not be for you. So with that said, as far as how I would recommend this card, it's going to be for those of you guys who like to travel a lot and like to eat out a lot at restaurants. If you don't do either of those two things, this card is probably not going to be a good fit for you. But if you do, this might be a card that you could definitely consider. But that's all we have for today's review. I definitely hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.